Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 901. Now, this chapter right here was actually pretty nice, not too bad. Looking forward to the next one. This chapter right here, like I said, pretty nice, not too bad. Looking forward to the next one. So, if anything else, let's go. We have to it that Perros Perro is reporting to his mama right now that Big Mom's actually back to her big fat self, not trying to lie or be a jerk about it. And it looks like she's still being dazed by that wedding cake, etc. We had to it that at Choco Island, it seems like to me the Big Mom pirates and fleet realizes that it's not the Thousand Sunny they sunk down. It was actually the Sun Pirates' ship. While Wadatsumi is like trying to carry the the Straw Hat ship to to the safe location. So it looks like to me the Sun Pirates literally sacrificed the legendary ship that was built by Fisher Tiger himself, but it doesn't matter right now, and time is literally being unwasted. And we have to it that Wadatsumi is literally trying to swim the Straw Hat's ship to a faraway reach, but apparently we have to it that the fleet is still chasing them to the very ends of Earth, if anything, and we have to it that that Oven himself is using Hot Sea Torpedo, and he ends up hitting Wadatsumi, and Wadatsumi ends up spitting out the Straw Hat ship, realizing that it's very, very hot. Wadatsumi tells the Straw Hats, "You have to get the hell out of here right now. I've done a lot of bad things on Fishmore Island, and Jinbei still took me in." And we have to it that Wadatsumi explained to Jinbei that the entire Fishman pirate crew decides to buy enough time for Jinbei to get out of there to join up with Luffy, etc. And we have to it that Wadatsumi was almost shot by cannon fire, but was saved last minute by Aladdin and some of the crewmates. And we have to it that the fishermen pirates, along with Aladdin, decides to fight Big Mom's fleet to hold them off as best as they can. And we have to it that many of the fishermen pirates are getting injured, killed, or even obliterated right now. And we have to it that that Jinbei tells everyone, okay, this is what you have to do. Right now the ship is now vulnerable for the time being. I need you to patch up the sails and get the hell out of here as fast as possible. It'll still take you a few hours before you can get out of Big Mom's territory. And Luffy's like, what are you saying, Jinbei? What's that explanation for? And Jinbei explains to Luffy, I can't leave these guys behind. And we have to it that Luffy understands that and says, okay, then they're guarding the rear to help us escape right now, but I can't leave them. And we have to it that on the flagship and the fleet is still continuing to chase them, and Jinbei asks Luffy, leave the rear guard to me, no matter what, okay? Leave it to me. And we have to it that Jinbei explains that we will succeed and come back alive. And Luffy, on the other hand, reminds Jinbei, don't forget, Jinbei, I am your captain now. So whatever happens, we'll escape, but we'll wait for you at Wano. You have better come, you hear me? And Jinbei says, thank you. Jinbei thanks Luffy for allowing him to stay behind with his crewmates and be the rear guard. And Luffy tells him, even if you die, don't you dare freaking die. And we have to it that Big Mom, on the other hand, is going to Choco Island, and right now, Big Mom was told by Perros Perro that Luffy is still alive and he has nowhere to run. And Big Mom says, if he's really alive, then I'm going there. I'll steal his soul and use it to create powerful homies to serve me. I'm thinking in my mind, Luffy's not afraid of you, dude. In a certain sense, if the only way you're gonna steal a soul is literally just make him afraid of you, but he ain't scared of you at all. I'm even surprised Big Mom is literally back to her normal self. I expected that wedding cake to actually knock her out to next day or so, but I guess that's not the case. Guess Big Mom is back on track. While Bedge and Chiffon is escaping right now, he says, we barely made it. Life isn't all bitter experiences after all. Now we can escape without any trouble at our own pace. But we have to it that Chiffon can only look on in worry and distress, while one of Capone Bitch's subordinates says, "I'm worried about Germer though," and Capone is like, "Can you shut it about that?" And that's it. We have to it that that Jinbei tells Nami the fishermen, when the fishermen become serious, like they can change the sea currents, and we have to it that the Thousand Sunny is literally managing to run off right now, and we have to it that Aladdin's really upset to see Jinbei still around right now, and says, "You really are underestimating us, you know that?" But Jinbei says that isn't true. Everyone has to survive no matter what. And we have to it that that everyone says Jinbei is staying at the rear and Straw Hat is making his escape. They're preventing the fleet from moving on right now, while the sea currents are starting to get in the way here and there. We have to it that Morgan is actually talking to Stussy and says, "Hey, this is pretty good. You should escape, Straw Hat." And we have to it that Stussy's like, "You looks like you're on his side." And he says, "Of course. I think Straw Hat is a prime candidate after all," at what Morgan says. The bird guy, newspaper guy. And here's what he's going to say. He says, "Among those recently referred to as the worst generation, one of them will rise to be the next pirate king." So Morgan, the bird newspaper guy, is pretty much saying that Luffy is possibly going to be the next person to rise as the pirate king. So I go like, this is pretty exciting because yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, like I said, this chapter is pretty simple. It's just like Wadatsumi managing to save the Thousand Sunny from being destroyed with the switcheroo of Fisher Tiger's ship, and with the Fisherman Pirates holding at bay with Big Mom's fleet and the capital ship whatsoever, with Big Mom going to Choco Island, etc. We have to it that that bitch also makes his escape. Jinbei wants to stay on the rear guard to give him time, etc. While Luffy does tell Jinbei, "Even if you die, don't die." And Morgan, the bird newspaper guy, says, "I'm going to make this a good headline. Among the worst generation, one of them will rise to be the next pirate king." And Morgan refers Luffy as one of the prime candidates. So yeah, looking forward to next chapter. I mean, not gonna lie, I really expect a lot of losses. Not gonna deny that much, because it is a Yonko territory that I was reminded by many people by saying they're in a Yonko territory. You can't expect anyone to live if they're trying to escape. And I guess that could be very factual, because you're in a new world and you're invading a Yonko's territory, taking back a crewmate after all the chaos you caused. There's no way they're not gonna let you off that easily. And this just shows it like that. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toodaloo!